Hey guys, welcome back to the show. All right, this is part 3 of my Building Your Clientele series. And today I'm going to be going over something really important. Now I feel like we're getting into more of the fun part. We build our foundation. This is still part of foundation building, but it gets to be a little bit more fun. What services should you be providing? I apologize if you hear any background noise. This is my office within our warehouse, and we're next to a small engine repair. We also got snow, so there's some plowing going on. So if you hear that, just let's ignore it. Welcome to The Rebel Show, the podcast for estheticians who want to grow their business, master social media, and perfect their waxing technique. I'm Bree Mesquit, esthetician, business coach, and founder of Rebel Wax and First to Market Wax Pads. I built a 6-figure clientele, a 7-figure brand, and have trained over 15,000 waxers through my in-person and online courses. Are you struggling to book clients or market yourself? You're in the right place. Each week, I bring real business strategies, waxing education, and no BS advice to help you grow. Let's get into it. So how do we go about choosing the right services? So there's kind of 2 groups of people here. We have our brand new, and you're trying to figure out what to start with to begin with, okay? There's that. And then there's those of you who already have your business established, you're doing well, but you're looking for growth. And oftentimes I see people wanting to add more services to promote that growth rather than focusing on what's already working. So I actually recently did an Instagram poll and asked people, what are you struggling the most with currently? A lot of people said growth and figuring out what services to add to grow. A lot of times in order to grow, it's not about doing new, is about doing more of what's already working. So there's a framework that I work through that I learned from Alex and Layla when I went to their headquarters in Vegas. And they say there's either more, better, or new. And it goes in that order. So when you're looking to grow, you first want to look at what's already working that I can do more of. So for example, if you're doing Brazilians and it's working, people are loving you, they love the service, they're telling their friends, then how are you able to do more of that? It might be you need to put out more posts about it and be promoting it more on your Instagram. Maybe you need to find other avenues to be able to promote. Maybe you need to start a referral program to get more people to actively be telling people about your Brazilian service. Okay, so there's more. Then there's better. How can you improve upon what you're already doing? Maybe you have, your services you're offering, but you can add something better to it, make the overall client experience even better. And then lastly, the last thing we look at is adding new, okay? We really want to focus on the more, the higher volume, and then the better, improving upon it. So I see that too often. People are constantly like, what else? I did a recent coaching interview to see if this person was a good fit for my one-on-one coaching. I always ask, what services do you provide? She provided waxing, lash lifts, massage, facials, permanent jewelry, brow laminations, and then one other thing. And I'm like, okay, it's confusing messaging to the clients. The riches truly are in the niches, okay? There's nothing wrong with providing a few different services, but you really want to have something that you're an expert and you specialize in. So in this episode, I'm going to cover how you figure out what services to offer. And then also when it's time to pivot, and if you do want to add another service in, how to go about doing that in a professional manner that's not going to hurt the reputation of your business, but is going to help build upon. I fell into this for a little bit too when I had my first storefront in Newport. So I went from renting the treatment room to now actually being in a storefront. And I started at first there was a little bit of a dip, and I was panicking. I was like, I need to get more clients in. So I started doing tooth gems and really weird random stuff that was not within my specialty or my expertise. And it was just me kind of a panic grab trying to get more clients in. It did not serve my business overall. We would need to be really intentional. When you are trying to figure out what service to offer to begin with, say you're brand new, or even if you're looking to add, you want to ask yourself, what are you naturally good at? So if you're in school, or maybe you're working under someone and you're offering different services, and ask yourself, what are you naturally really good at? What are you drawn to? What do you look forward to? Okay, I know we've all had those moments of looking at our schedule, whether you're in school or you're working under someone. You look at your schedule and there's things that excite you that you're looking forward to performing, and there's things that make you super anxious and you're dreading it. We want to try to cut out the dread, okay? Clients are going to feel it when you are really enthusiastic and excited about it. It's going to be shown through the service and like add to the overall client experience as well. So what comes naturally, what's easiest for you, doesn't mean that there's not still room for improvement with your technique. But if you have that like natural passion for it, that's the first step. And we want to build off of that. Okay. What do you feel the most confident in your technique? So this is going to be more for someone who already has an established business and is offering multiple services, and you're wanting to really maybe cut some things out. Because again, sometimes to do more, we have to actually do less. This is something I'm actively really, really working through with myself and my business right now. Every day I'm cutting things out of my schedule and working on delegating more things instead of me trying to do it all. You guys are going to be in a little bit of a different position right now where your cutting is maybe cutting of services. Maybe it's cutting of admin tasks and you need to automate things by having online booking, by have automated reminders. Okay, I'm getting a little off track, but you want to remove before adding. So where do you feel the most confident in your technique? So say you are offering lashes, waxing, spray tanning. These are the things I offered: lashes, waxing, spray tanning. For a little bit, I even did facials and then tooth gems. So it's like, where am I really good? I'm like, okay, lashes and waxing and spray tanning. Like I'm able to provide a really great service. I cut everything else. I cut the facials. I cut the tooth gems. I cut the lash lifts. I cut that was all, I guess. I like brow tinting, which actually was not really within scope in California. Anyways, cut that stuff out and really went hard on focusing on the spray tanning, the lashes, and the waxing like with an emphasis on waxing. All right. What do clients consistently also rave about or review you on? Are they leaving great reviews for your waxing services? Are they leaving great reviews for your facial services? If you can find something that you're excited about and passionate about, you're really good at, and clients are raving about, you found your winner. That's what I want you guys to go all in on, okay? Cut out the rest, go all in on that. Hey there, I hope you're enjoying this episode so far. For those of you who are already using and loving Rebel Wax in your treatment room, I wanted to provide you with the opportunity to save an additional 10% on top of the 10% we already give for our subscribe and save customers. If you would like to never worry about inventory issues again, then head to our website, lashandwaxoc.com. Use the code THEREBELSHOW, all one word, to save an additional 10% off for a total of 20% off your first subscribe and save. Now back to the show. What are clients asking for the most of too? It might be something now. Clients and customers aren't always right. And I know that goes against what we all are being told. For example, let me give you an example to kind of clarify that. So now being in the product space, I'm realizing that having a lot of SKUs, which means having a lot of different products, right? So we have 8 different hard waxes. I'm constantly it creates more back end, just like it's a lot. It's a lot to manage. And then it can fall onto the customer if we're like selling out of things or whatever. It can affect the customer as well. So I have to ask myself, instead of doing new, I need to figure out, like, is there anything that we can remove in order to make the overall customer the customer experience ideal and the best possible? We don't want to be selling out. Wax is crucial for your guys' business to be operating, right? So I have customers though always coming in and say, oh my God, it'd be so cool if you had this scent color wax or this scented wax or this combo, or did you ever think about doing this or that and this? And it's like, if we constantly try to provide what each individual client is separately asking, we're going to run our business into the ground. But we want to be mindful of, is there something that is continually being asked for? Like, for example, with our wax, we were continually being asked, not just 1 or 2 or even 5 customers, like probably 50 customers were asking for a unscented wax. So then we came out with our clear unscented. So if there's something that you're always being asked and it's a good complementary service to something you're already providing, then that's something that you may want to consider. So for example, say you are known for brow waxing, and then now you're being asked continually from multiple clients for a decent period of time, hey, do you offer laminations? it's a complimentary service. Maybe you consider adding laminations to your service menu. So just being mindful of that. If there is something that people are continually asking for and it makes sense and it's a companion to something that you're already offering, that might be a time that we do consider bringing something new in. Also, you want to ask yourself, you guys, this is so important. Is this a service that clients will continue to book even when times get hard? So I know we all went through COVID and it was wild. Maybe actually, I can't believe we're 5 years from that. That's insane. So some of you might be new to the industry and did not go through that period of time. But what it really taught me was there's definitely services that clients prioritize over others. For example, lashes. Some people will scrounge up their money to make sure that they can keep up with their eyelash extensions, and they'll reduce their amount of time of eating out. Maybe they won't do Starbucks anymore and they'll make coffee at home because they want their lashes done that bad. Maybe waxing's that for some people. I have actually a lot of clients that like for medical reasons choose waxing over shaving or other options because their skin, they can get cystic, acne or ingrowns or breakouts or whatever. And like waxing is what just works for them. Or they just really like the results of it and they're willing to scrounge up and tighten up their finances in other areas in order to keep up with that service. I have found though, like facials tends to be one that people will drop off pretty quickly above others. Lashes, in my experience, and this can be different for you, so please don't take this like you might be someone who offers facials and people will scrounge up facial money before anything else. So you need to look at your clientele and your area and your market, but you need to ask yourself, like, what are people willing to continue to pay for even if they do hit those hard times? So for me, spray tanning would get dropped off. People would just do that at home, maybe get a self tanner, but lashes was number one. Waxing was second. The rest, in my experience, they've just said goodbye to it. For me, nails. Yes, I know. It's very sad. Of course, I'm having a long filming day when my nails look like this, but hey, the show must go on. But I feel like I look like a boy. Nails is one of my things. I will go freaking recycle cans before I give up on my nails. I love having my nails done. All right, next we want to ask ourselves, what is the overhead cost? So again, and not to like on facials or anything, but if it's your passion, go all in, go for it. But that is one of the services where I've noticed like, okay, the overhead on this is crazy. Like the buy-in can be a lot. Like oftentimes there's minimum orders with skincare lines in order to you need to get a full back bar because not everyone comes in with the same skin type. So just looking at that with waxing, there's overhead costs to that as well. It does tend to be a little bit more minimal. Lashes, there's overhead. You have to get the different curls, the different lengths, the different diameters, the glues or adhesives. You need to get all of that kind of stuff too. So look at the overhead as well. So if you're already successful with waxing, like why add facials and have to spend all that revenue that income that you've earned into now building a back bar, and it might not be something that client you're even going to be super busy with. So asking yourself and really looking at that. And then also though, looking at the profit margins, because that really matters because, maybe for a facial, maybe you're charging $200, but it's an hour and a half of your time. And with Brazilians, you're able to charge $65 and you're able to get it done in 15 minutes. So not only do you want to look at your overhead costs and the price that you're charging for the service, but you got to look at those margins, okay? So I know like Brazilian waxing honestly is the largest profit margins for me personally that I've experienced with all the different services that I've offered. Therefore, it's the most profitable and the best to help me towards my ultimate goal. It was something I was good at, something I enjoyed, something clients are asking for, willing to pay for, and they would refer friends because they were happy with the service as well. All right, so that is super important. And then, so why is it important to really get specific and like niche down? Well, the power of it is, first of all, you can charge higher prices. When you become known as like the expert, so there's orders. I think it's like generalist, specialist, expert, authority, and celeb. My business coach taught me this. So we don't want to be generalists. We want to at least you want to specialize, and then better than that, then we want to work towards becoming an expert and then an authority. Celebrity it can happen. I wouldn't make that. It can be a goal of yours for sure, but you can have a very, very successful business being anywhere between like specialist, expert, and authority. If you're within that range, you're going to have a really profitable, really healthy business. So you can charge higher prices. It makes marketing easier. You guys, it's so like now that I've been working since 2017. So was that 5, 6, 7, 8 years on my personal brand and my marketing online. When I do anything new, it is so much easier for me to promote it. It is so much easier for me to get people to buy in because I've built the like, no trust factor with people. Okay. So it just makes your marketing so much easier. If you move, like when I moved from Newport to here and I had to completely rebuild, my brand still followed me. My expertise still followed me. All those client reviews I had, all my media, my marketing on my social media was still there. So it made marketing myself up here so much easier, and it made it so much easier for me to build. And also is going to make word of mouth referrals just that much easier for people to really confidently refer you to their friends and family. All right. So how to scale your business by doing less. So this is going to be kind of just like an overview of what we talked about. Instead of adding services, optimize the ones that you already currently offer. Raise your prices as demand grows. Maybe it's time for you to do a price increase, okay? And really take a look at those margins and ask yourself if you are charging enough. So you want to charge based on where you're located, what it costs you to actually perform the service. And we all know that prices continue to go up, unfortunately. And then also you want to be charging based on your experience as well. So as you get better, as your technique gets better, as you start to provide a better overall client experience, you can charge more for that as well. Okay. So it might be time to raise your prices. You can also do things like upselling. So maybe add-on services. So if you have it doesn't have to be a completely different service. So if you already have waxing clients that are coming in for Brazilians, maybe we start getting them to do their brows with us too. Maybe we start getting them to commit to underarms or lower legs. So upselling your services as well, or adding on maybe some complementary treatments like I mentioned with the brow laminations, but maybe for Brazilians, it's doing a mask afterwards as an add-on. Now we also want to look at timing though. I'm not a huge fan on that. I would rather push retail because a mask needs to sit for 15, 20 minutes and you're not going to be able to charge the same amount. And it takes me 15 minutes. I book out 15 minutes for a Brazilian. You're not going to be able to charge $70 for a mask add-on, but you could book another Brazilian client for $70. So for me, I don't love that one specifically, but just start thinking that way of maybe some add-ons that you can put in there, or better yet, retail products. But we want to be selling people what they actually need. We don't want to just be pushing just to push and to up that ticket price. Ingrown hair serum's a great one to have. Maybe some sort of exfoliant, some scrub gloves, body wash that's not leave a filmy residue and help prevent ingrowns. Having retail products can be a way to increase your revenue as well. And then also, especially with waxing, you can get faster too. So you can continue to work towards improving your technique. So if you're someone who's providing, a 30-minute Brazilian, maybe you make it a goal to improve your technique to get it down to a 15. You guys, that's 100% raise. If you go from 30 minutes to 15, that's 100% raise. You go from $70 per 30 minutes if you're charging $70 per Brazilian. So what is that? $140 in 30 minutes or $280 in an hour. Like that's crazy. So that can be something that you focus on as well. So that's again, looking at that more, better, or new. That would be considered doing more by selling retail, doing more of what's already working, and better by getting better, getting faster. And then we're not having to even get to the new. We're doing more and we're doing better. Okay. And that's where the really key is. So I just want you guys to take away from today that in order to do more, sometimes you have to actually do less. And a lot of times it's about getting rid of before it is about adding. So your call to action for today, I want you to take a look at your service menu. I want you to ask yourself what's working, what's not working, and then where can you simplify things? And then where can you double down? Where can you just do that more of? Increase the volume, increase the consistency. This can fall onto like our social media posting as well. Maybe you know that you're getting a lot of clients from Instagram. Well, then maybe instead of posting 3 times a week, let's increase it to 5. If you're already posting 5, let's increase it to 7. There's always room to either do more, and then there's always room to get rid of as well. All right, I hope this was helpful. I would love and appreciate if you guys could subscribe. Even better yet, too, if you're listening on any podcast platforms, if you could leave a review, that'd be super helpful. Really, really appreciate that. And then, of course, share the show as well. And see you back next week.